Let me see what I can do.
Yes, you're slacking.
Simon, he's actually gonna go look for one. You know that, right?
What was that?
He's actually gonna go look for a new background. You know that, right?
I know. I've known Jesse for a very long time.
Great. Now we fell behind by a daf.
What does that mean?
He's going to be doing it the whole daf till he finds a good one.
Okay, anyways, the chazer from yesterday, yeah? We can chazer at least.
Right. Is today's daf any better than yesterday's?
No.
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah, it's a little better. It's a little better.
Yaakov, it's an Isser to lie.
What do you say?
It's an Isser to lie.
No, today's stuff is a little bit better. A little bit better. It's not great, but a guy texted me this morning. Peretz Shulman texted me this morning. Says, listen to the first 10 minutes of one of the rabbis on all dafs shir. I don't know, what can he possibly want me to hear so today's shir, he says, I just wanted to discuss something from yesterday's shir about taking apart kalim, and I said, Baruch Shekivanti, that was the practical takeaway from yesterday's. Yeah, so the mamish almost word for word that we discussed.
Jacob, did he know about the guy in Lakewood that charges $20? He didn't know about
that. I don't know. I didn't listen to the whole thing because then I just heard the point and then.
Hey, Simon, what's the Isser to lie?
Huh?
What Isser is it to lie?
I actually really don't know, but my assumption is, based off the little bit I do know, that it's an Isser to lie.
Soil, you never listened to Marlo's Meals Machine? Come on.
That doesn't mean it's Isser.
I only
it's not allowed.
I only started listening to that stuff recently. I'm a Baal Tshuva, so bear with me.
Oh, you missed out on a lot.
Happens to be so did you guys.
That's the last time anybody here listened to Musser was that Marvelous Midos Machine.
Very good. Tiago, very good.
Yeah.
I hear it now. My Michali put it on for Yosef yesterday, whatever it was. He's sitting there dancing to it as a 3-year-old does, and I'm sitting there just that I missed that part of my life.
Someone sent me a very, very funny voice note. You only appreciate it if you actually grew up with it. It's
Marvelous Midos Machine?
Yeah, Snooki took it to Shlumbi. He's like, look at that. We see your father walk at the shul with his son today. We have to play the don't go to shul today. Don't go.
Very good.
Jesse's that one.
All right, ready? So let's chazer from yesterday. So Daf Mem Ches. I know the Olam doesn't even want to chazer from yesterday, but okay. First, we had slaves going out with the seals on their clothing or hanging from their necks, whether they're allowed to go out with that or not. Then we had our seals from other ornaments, makabel tumah, and then the difference between a bell hanging on a slave and a bell on the clothing. And on the base is a bell makabel tumah with its clapper and without its clapper. And then that's what we're up to now. A bell without its clapper doesn't lose its tumah status because it can be fixed by a minor, right? So let's start back again. The 2 dots. Yeah, we'll start on the 2 dots quickly just to make sure we're on the same page here, right? It's a little bit more, but it's chazara from yesterday. So Amar Mar, yeah? See the 2 dots? Yes, Amar Mar. Nitlu in Belay and Adayin Tumas Elaine. When they took out when you take out the clapper, right? So it still retains its tumah status. Meaning normally when a kli is tameh and it breaks and now it loses its tumah status. But if you take out the clapper, it doesn't lose its tumah status. Why not? Lamai chazuk. So what is it fitting for? Meaning if it's still a kli, so then we understand why it's tameh. But what are you going to do with a bell that doesn't have a clapper? Abaye says no, because it can easily be replaced by a minor, a hedjit. So since a hedjit can put it back, so therefore it doesn't lose its status. It would have to be something. It would have to be a broken kli to the extent that it would require an expert to put it back. So Masa Rava asked the kasha.
Wouldn't you say though that a bell that loses its clapper piece, it could be used for something else. It could be used as a shovel or something.
Oh, very good. We're going to get to that tonight. Very good. Very good. You have to the next two terutzim. Right. This meanwhile, the first teretz is going to be 3 terutzim. So Masa Rava asked the kasha on this teretz. Hazugvin will chibur. A zug, a clapper, and a not a zug is not a clapper. A zug is a scissors. The inbal. And a inval is a plane, right? Not an airplane, a plane that you smooth things with. So they come in 2 pieces, right? A scissors comes in 2 pieces, and this plane comes in 2 pieces, right? So they're considered attached. I mean, maybe the chiddush is that even when they're not attached, we look at them like they're attached, right? But that can't be because we learned in the Brayso, if you have a scissors made out of pieces, right, and Ismail, I'm sorry, I touched Inbal is a clapper. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was mixing it up with the Ismail, Inbal, right? As far as Shoprakim, a scissors out of pieces, the Ismail Shalar Hitni, and a plane Chibur Latoma, they're considered attached for Tuma. The Ein Chibur Lahazor, but they're not attached if you have to sprinkle it, meaning if they become Tuma, you have to sprinkle it with Mechatos, so it's not considered attached. Vamrinon, meaning you'd have to sprinkle both parts of the scissors, both metal parts of the scissors. Either way, if they're attached, and even for sprinkling the mechatas on it, if it became tummy, all you would need to do is on one. And even if it's not attached, even for tummy, it shouldn't become tummy. And Rabbi answered to that question, when you're actually using it, it's considered attached for both, whether it's a tumah, whether it's for azah. Shaloi b'shas malacha, when you're not using it, then ein a chibur, loy l'tumah v'loy l'azah, not for tumah, not for azah. It goes around tumah shaloi b'shas malacha mishum tumah shim b'shas malacha. But they made a gezerah d'Rabbanan, that it's going to become tameh even when you're not using it, because you might end up using it when it's together. And a hazah, what it's being used, which should really be that you just sprinkle it on one end and not on the other, that should be enough. Because you might end up sprinkling on it when you're not using the scissors or the bell, and then it would be separate, and you would need to sprinkle it on both. So therefore, we're saying that even when they're attached, you need to sprinkle it on both. Right? Whatever it is, the point of this whole brisa, this whole point is that we look at them like they're attached. Right? So how can you say that taking out the clapper makes it that it's broken? I would say that it's how can you say that when it's, I'm sorry, he said when you take it out, it's still considered tameh, right? But here it should not be considered tameh, right? Ella Amar Rava, so Rava says a different teretz. Hoyel. No, so what you can do is you can use it to bang the bell on top of cheres, and that's how you make your noise. So therefore, it still is a functioning. It's still providing you with its original function, which is that the bell makes you noise. So therefore, it's going to still be tameh. Itmanami Amar Rav Yosef Hanina Hoyel v'roi lakisha gabi cheres. So we have a proof to this because Rabbi Yisroel Hanini also says that it's since you can knock it with cheresh. So Yochanan Amar, Hayov Roy Lagama Boy Mayim Latinoik. Right? That's what you were saying, that you can use the bell to pour water for a kid. Right? Meaning the bell is still a receptacle. Right? So it's still good. It's granted. It's not for the original use that it's meant to be.
If you take a scarf and you put it on as a belt, you're allowed to use that for Shabbos?
No, we're not talking Shabbos yet. Now it's strictly tumah and tara. Strictly tumah and tara.
It's considered just clearly? If I take the
right. So if you had a belt, right, let's say the other way around. Let's say you had a belt and the belt buckle, and it became tummy, then the belt buckle fell off, and instead of using it as a belt buckle, now you decide you want to use it as a scarf. Right?
Yes.
Would it still be tummy? So this Gemara is saying, yeah, it would still be tummy. As long as you can use it as something that's functioning, then it could still be tummy.
Not original use?
Not that, yeah, that's what the Gemara, now the Gemara is going to handle it, this whole Amud. Does it have to be the original use or not? But right now, the only way the teretz works is if it's not, even if it's not for the original use, it's still considered a kli and it's still going to be considered tumah. Yeah, that's what the Gemara is going to say. But Rabbi Yochanan loy boy me'ein malacha rishayna. Does Rabbi Yochanan not need it to be done with the same malacha the way it was done, the way it was supposed to be in the beginning? Meaning, this last teretz is that you're using it for something totally different. Originally, it was a bell meant to make noise, and now you're using it as a baby bottle or whatever it is, a ladle, whatever it is. But that has nothing to do with the original use. So we're asking, does that mean that it's still considered tumah, even if its only way to use it is something that's not the way it was meant to be used? Any kli that a person sits on will become tumah, right? So let's say you would turn over a basket that could fit a saw's worth of vegetables. Or turn over a basket that a tirkav is a half of a saw. Turn over a basket that could hold a half of a saw and sit on it. Yeh tameh. So you would think that should also be tameh because the person tameh is sitting on it. And Rashi says yeshiv is a lashon of in the future, right? That the zav will sit on it. Misha miyochel yeshiva. That's the only time a zav will make something tameh that he sits on is as if it's meant to be sat on, like a chair, a couch, a mat, or something like that. Yotzazeh comes to exclude these baskets. Sha'im that we have to tell them, Amud v'nasel melachtenu. Stand up and we have to do our melacha, which means that they're not meant. That man, like the guy sitting on a milk crate. So the milk guy needs the milk crate. So you say, get up. So since that, according to this opinion, since that milk crate is not meant to be sat on, therefore a zav will not make it tameh because he's not meant to sit on it. Even though the mice, it's a kli, but it's not a kli for the original use. We're not up to Rav Yochanan yet, but that's the first shita.
Does this discussion extend into the concept of muksa too?
What do you mean?
You have a kli that would be muksa theoretically, but if you use it, b'derech agav, I can't even think of it.
Yeah, well, that's calling kli shemalachti le'isur. You could use it for gufa and mekama, even if it's not its original use. Yeah, I guess that's what you're saying. You could use a hammer to knock open walnuts, even though that's not what a hammer is meant to do. So therefore, it doesn't. So
I'm saying it's a very similar concept to muksa.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it's a good point. Anything that's tamei medris, which is things that you sit on or step on, right? Then that's where we'll say that the thing that if it's not meant to be stepped on or sat on, it's not going to become tamei. By tamei meis, we're not going to say that, and therefore it will be tamei. But Rabbi Yochanan agrees with the first shita, and seemingly, and he says that even by tamei meis, we tell the guy stand up and do our melacha, and therefore that's not going to become tamei. So whatever it is, the reason why it's not going to become tamei because it's being used for what it's not meant, not for its original use, right? So therefore, it's a stira in Rabbi Yochanan. Yeah, Gershon, what's the problem?
Is the second sheet of Rabbi Lazar? He says that it makes a difference tamei meis or not.
The first sheet, right? Yeah.
No. The second one, Rabbi Lazar. That's a tumah d'Rabbanan l'chayra. What's this? Ein oimrim. We don't say. Either it's tamei or it's not. He's adding his own tumah here.
Meaning, I think we don't say this concept of amoid v'nasam melachtenu. Meaning this concept of, because what is basically amoid v'nasam melachtenu means get up and we'll do our work, right?
Right.
Which is that's basically a code word for the concept of this is not tamei because you're not supposed to be sitting on it anyway, so therefore you're not going to make it tamei. Right? So we don't say this rule by tamei meis. We do say this rule of amoid v'nasam melachtenu by medrus.
The way he's saying it, the we don't say part of it, either he's saying that we're makel on a deraisa, that means that the zav would be matame at midiraisa, but we say it's tahira, the saw. Or he's saying that we're being machmir in a tumah d'Rabbanan. This whole ein omrim lashon, it's an interesting.
I hear. You mean saying it shouldn't be. Okay, I hear your point. I hear. There's a whole Rashi and Taisus on this. I don't know if
I don't understand. I don't understand what he's saying.
he's saying it shouldn't be ein oimrim. He should just say it doesn't become it's not negeya to a tamei mace.
No, we don't apply that header of Thomas Madras.
If it's a heter, that means that the other ones, the first and third sheet hold, the midiraisa, the saw is tamei, but we're matir, we're mekel. That's he's saying. Oimrim, we say it's tahira. We can't say it's tahira if the Torah says it's tameya. Elamai, really, everyone holds it's tahira. There's no tumah for this if it's a different purpose. And he's saying that no, for tamei mace, yeah, we'll make it tamei.
Oh, we never have a machlokes what a din d'oraisa is.
But not ein oimrim. We say or we don't say. So he should say it's tameya. For tamei mace, it's tameya. For madras, it's tahira.
Right.
It's ein oimrim here.
Yeah, I hear.
Because it's partly because if you go through it's because it's part of the lashon of the Gemara. It's part of the lashon of what they're saying. Yatza zesha ayrim like Amud v'nasim lachteinu. So he's saying so ein ayrim.
I think she's asking what is the negative? Why the negative? Yeah.
So I'm explaining. I think the reason is because what's the lashon that we're saying before? Yatza zesha ayrim Amud v'nasim lachteinu. She's saying we don't say that. Saying zesha ayrim, he says ein ayrim. That's all.
Meaning, if you're
So
saying the concept of Moed v'nasim alachtenu is a like a quote as opposed to a halacha thing. It's just it's right. That's what you're saying. How are you?
Look at the lashon of the Gemara before. It's right.
Yeah.
Yatza zesha ayrim one.
Okay, let's see weiter. Yeah, I don't want to lose the oilam. Yeah. Anyway, so it's exterior of Yochanan. Right, because here we see clearly that Rabbi Yochanan says that tamei mace, tumah is only going to retain its tumah if it's done with the way it's originally done, the way it's meant to be done. So the Gemara says epuch kamaisa. So switch the first Rabbi Yochanan that it wasn't Rabbi Yochanan. Right, when we said the teretz, Rabbi Yochanan or hayal b'roy l'gama b'mayim latino, switch that and switch Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Chanina with Rabbi Yochanan. Right. Who says you should switch the first one? Epuch basraisa. Why don't you switch the second one? Right? Meaning, who says you should once you're switching opinions? Who says you should switch the first one? Maybe switch the second one. No. So we say because we have another brisa that Rabbi Yochanan's mashma that it does need to be done the way the original malacha was intended. It's not. Sandal shel behema. So an animal has a sandal, right? Some sort of shoe for an animal. Shal matchas, if it's made out of metal, tummy, it becomes tummy. Lamai chazi, meaning it stays tummy. Lamai chazi, what is it? What are you going to do? What are you possibly going to do with a sandal that belongs to an animal? So Amarav, Roy Lishtas by Mayim, but Muhammad, if you're at war, you can use the sandal as a cup, right? It's got a receptacle there. It fits right onto the shoe of the foot of the animal. So you can use it as a cup. You can, during war, you can use it to smear oil on yourself. Yochanan says when you're running away from the armies, when kerev is from the armies, you can put the horseshoe or the animal's shoe onto your own feet, and that will protect you from the thorns and the thistles and all that. So it'll act as shoes. Right? Now, you see clearly that Rabbi Yochanan needs it to be, just like it was meant to be a shoe for an animal, he's saying it still has to be a shoe for a human too. So meaning it's like the original use. It's not for a new use. The other shittas say that it can be used even for a new use. But Rabbi Yochanan insists that it has to be for a use of a shoe in order for it to be tummy. But if you would not be able to use that shoe, then it would not, then in a chanami, according to Rabbi Yochanan, it would lose its tumah status. So therefore you see Rabbi Yochanan clearly holds that things need to, in order for something to lose its tumah, it needs to not be able, it can't, just doesn't, I'm sorry, I was saying Korean. According to Rabbi Yochanan, in order for it to lose its tumah status, all it has to be is that it can't be used for its original use. Even if you could use it for something else, Rabbi Yochanan holds that's going to lose its tumah. because it has to be only used for its original use, and that's it. Yeah? So Gemara says, "My bein Rav the Reb Chanina." What's the difference between Rav and Chanina? I mean, one said oil and one said water. You can be now demas. One, it's if it's disgusting. So if it's disgusting, so then it's going to lose its tumah status because the guy's not going to drink water out of a shoe of an animal if it's disgusting. But oil, he will use it for. Bein Reb Yochanan and Reb Chanina. What's the difference between Reb Yochanan and Reb Chanina? You can be now yakir if it's very heavy. Yeah. So if the thing is very heavy, then it's then you're not going to be able to use it to run away from the army. So therefore, it's going to lose its original status, and therefore it's not going to be tumah, according to Rabbi Yehuda, but according to not Rabbi Yehuda, to Rabbi Yochanan, but according to Rabbi Chanina, it will be fine.
I understand when it says Eibach Kamaisa and Eibach Basraisa, the Gemara is saying that we're changing the Girsa. What?
Yeah, we're changing it. That it must be that we heard wrong. We got the opinions mixed up. Yeah, it's a shtickle of chiddush to say that. I don't think the Gemara likes to be metaritz like that, because then you're getting people saying over things in the others' names.
I assumed that since it was all about peh, the Gemara was written about peh, so then maybe the Girsa was wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're saying we're switching it, 100%. That's what it is. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't written down.
Correct. Yeah. None of this stuff was written down, so it's all oral. So now we're saying it must be we switched. We have such a stira that it has to be that we're going to switch it. Okay. Eretz. Now we finally have a song of the daf here for you. Ready? And a woman can't go out with a...
You don't want to lose anybody. I was going to tell you when you said, okay, Chazara, you already lost me, so.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. And not with a golden city. Meaning an irshal, that's a literal translation. So obviously women went out with a, let's see, my be'ir shalzav, Rabbi Yerushalayim de Dava. Dava is gold. Yerushalayim of gold. Yeah? Yerushalayim shel zahav. If you want, Teretz could even sing it now, or I'll sing it for you afterwards. Okay. And we got Simon rolling and everything. Okay, so
everything but the Kolisha.
I was about to say, I'm sure Marchuk last week sang that a lot.
I wish I had the voice.
Yeah.
So do we.
Anyway, so there must have been tziyonim back then too. So the women wore this metal. It looked like Yerushalayim, a carve out of Yerushalayim made out of gold on their head, right?
Is this because the women were more modest back then? Today's women think they carry the weight of the world. Then it was just an ear.
Very good. Yeah, they can. Very good. You know what? It's an interesting thing that we think.
Gershon, I wouldn't say that too loud if I was you with all the women home.
Yeah.
It's okay. My wife's on the phone saying the same thing.
No, it's an interesting thing. We think, because all we do is read about stories about the previous generation. They needed so little. They needed this. Clearly, the women needed nice jewelry back then. We're talking about 1,000 years ago. You know what kind of a gold thing that looked like Yerushalayim on the head? You know what I mean? So it's not.
It says later it's only for the rich ladies.
We're going to get to that. But still, even the rich ladies, I'm saying, but the ladies needed things. We're going to see by the Gemara that even the poor ladies, everything has a poor option and a rich option. Yeah, the richer ones had fancier ones, but the poor ladies also had jewelry. Those guys that think, yeah, my wife's crazy with all her, jewelries and all that stuff. It's not. It's a mitzias. I have upstairs a piece of jewelry that Chavetz Chaim had bought for his wife, or maybe she bought herself. I don't know. But I promise you, none of our wives have something that looks like that. Maybe I should put it on the thing for show and tell one time.
You send me
I don't know. The island doesn't like.
Send me a text.
What?
Send me a text. I want to see a picture.
Where'd you get something like that?
Well, is that right next to the candlesticks?
It's the candlesticks are somewhere in a closet in my house, but this one is upstairs in the safe. In the safe. Yeah.
How'd you get something like that?
It's
my wife's great grandfather. What?
And what about it? It's ostentatious. What is it?
It's a piece. It's a row of diamonds, a pin of diamonds, probably I don't know this long, surrounded by pearls. Now this is Rodden, you know what I mean? This
Didn't
is not,
you say that the Chofetz Chaim's wife was very hotsy-totsy?
Yes, she was. Yes, she was a fancy lady. I'm just saying, it's that. Yes, she was. And they had a set of silver. I have one piece left that had his wife's pure silver, or pure, whatever pure was back then, with her initials, Mem Kuf, Miriam Kagan, in each piece, in her initials engraved on each piece. Okay. All right. Now, we hear it from the Chofetz Chaim, and you think like,
is this the first wife or the second wife?
Second wife.
All right, the second time around.
What?
The second time around.
His wife, hello, it could have worked. It could have worked for both. They had a similar name. One was I think one was Freda Miriam, one was Miriam Freda. But yeah. Anyways, maybe one day if my wife's not around, I'll bring it down.
But don't they say that he didn't have a floor in his house?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I know. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you. So bottom line is, we all think it's craziness. It's not. It's the Metzias. It's the Metzias. It's the Metzias of women. They need to have fancy things. What should I tell you?
Thanks for
I'm sure Shmuley will tell you all. Shmuley Sugar, I'm sure tomorrow could tell you all sorts of. He hung out with my mother-in-law a lot. He could probably tell you all sorts of stories. Anyways, she was grada not fancy, my mother-in-law. But that's a different story for a different time. Okay, so Rabbi Kiva. Anyways, Rabbi Kiva made this for his daughter. Now we're on Talmud base. Rabbi Kiva made for his wife. I'm sorry. So that story in the Gemara and the Darim. So Rabbi Kiva was not supported by his father-in-law because when he got married, he was about tshuva and he didn't know anything. So his father-in-law, what was his name? Kalba Sabua. What was his name? Something like that.
Kalba Sabua.
Kalba Sabua. So he didn't want to support Rabbi Kiva. So Rabbi Kiva promised his wife. Again, this is Rabbi Kiva. Promised his wife that he's going to make her, when he gets money, he'll make her some jewelry. So this is what he would have made. Okay, fine. Let's say to Isha be'ir shel zav, a woman cannot go out with this ir shel zav, this golden city. Bim yatzasa chayeves chatos. Okay, this brisa. By the way, this brisa clarifies everything. The three shittas. There's three shittas in this brisa. The first sheet is that she cannot go out with a golden city on her head. And if she does, she's chayav chatas. That means it's also midaraisa for her to go out. That's according to Rameir. She cannot go out bim yatzasa petura. And if she does go out, she's patur. So that's also midarabana. Rabbi Eliezer okay, totally from one end to the other in this Machlokes. She can even go out with it lichatchila. And b'may kumifligi, what's the Machlokes? Rameir savar. The Rameir says masayu. It's a load. It's a load on her head, and therefore she is not allowed to go out with it on Shabbos. And if she does, she's chayav chatas is a deraisa because it's not jewelry. I don't know exactly why she would wear it according to Rameir. Why is she wearing it if it's not jewelry? Okay, but Rabbanan Savri Tachshidhu, it's considered jewelry. But maybe she's gonna loosen it and show it off to her friends, right? So therefore, it's only us with the Rabbanan. Rabbi Eliezer Savar Man Darka Lemefak Be'ir Shel Zav. Who's supposed to go out with an Ir Shel Zav? Isha Chashuva, all right, a Chashuva woman. Isha Chashuva, a fancy woman. She has stolz, right? She's never going to take it off her head in the street to show it off, because like this, meaning she has too much pride, and that she's going to show it off. So she will not show it off to her. It's going to be like, yeah, this is what I wear every day. You know what I mean? Nothing special, right? So therefore, there's no chashash. Now that's a very interesting shita. What are you saying?
What are they arguing? The Metzias?
Yeah, it seems like they're arguing the Metzias. Right? Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Now, right. Now, but here's the bigger kasha.
Why can't you say gloves? Because now you're going to take off to shake someone. I'm not, I'm a stoltz. You don't take it off to shake someone's hand.
Okay, so that's good. So that's an excellent question. So here's the thing. So according to Rabbi Eliezer, right, does that mean that we judge each woman whether she's the type to take something off? Let's say a woman is very shy. She don't have no friends. She has no friends. She would never, ever take anything off to show any friends because she has no friends. She hates everybody. So she could also go around with all jewelry and we're not worried about it. Meaning what's interesting about this din of Rabbi Eliezer is that he's saying that each woman gets to be judged herself. Since when do we make takanas chachamim, right? And we say, oh, it doesn't apply to this particular woman because she'll never take it off.
I just asked you that yesterday. It's subjective.
Correct. No, and it's not subjective, right? Here now, Rebbe Eliezer is saying it is subjective, right?
Yesterday I asked you the same shaila.
Correct. So we really, so look at the top Tosfos. The top Tosfos says, I'm going to read the Dafka B'Kli L'Shari Shmuel Hacha. Okay, that's the next Gemara. It says, V'chein Rebbe Eliezer, Dafka Be'ir Shal Zav, She'ein Kol HaNoshim Regilas Behem. This is the only time you'll have this disagreement is by an Ir Shal Zav, that most women are not rugil to have this. This is a real fancy piece. Right? Ela Isha Chashuva, only Chashuva women. Aval Shar Tachshite Noshim, Asiri Afilu Le'isha Chashuva. All other jewelry, besides for this Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, right, is chashuv, is even for a chashuv a woman, you're not going to allow them to go out. There is no being mechalik between women. Meaning, so what we said yesterday is correct. That's what Tais is saying. You cannot differentiate by jewelry amongst different women, right? But by Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, right, is something so fancy that there we can be mechalik because there's not going to be too much confusion because it's not so common to have such a thing, right? But everything else, you cannot make things subjective. You're asking for some serious trouble if you start making things subjective. This woman can carry because she won't show it. This one will carry it. This one, depending on your income, right? Depending on your income
watches.
Level. Yeah, watches, same thing.
But don't we
That's
say
the problem with watches?
Don't we say if it's a real expensive watch, if you wear it while it's broken, then you could wear it?
Correct. That means because that shows that it's not jewelry. I mean, it is jewelry, and then you have the heter, right? Then you have the heter of jewelry, but it's not a lechatchila pshat. We're going to get to it because then and we're going to get to this in 2 blocks from now, because then you also have this chashash by men. Can men wear jewelry? Because men usually don't show off. The men that do wear jewelry usually don't show it off, right? Nowadays, why does a man wear a ring? Because he thinks he's the most handsome thing in the world. He wants to let all the ladies out there know that he's married, he's not available, right?
Yeah,
this question from people.
You know, it's funny. A friend of mine, he left the Kiruv world and got a job at a bank, and he started wearing a ring so people wouldn't hit on him. And he said more people hit on him when he started wearing a ring because it means he's willing to commit.
Oh yeah.
Well, I thought it was I thought it was a Mayim Genuvim thing.
Right, and maybe it's a Mayim Genuvim thing, but that's Genuvim anyways, if it's not your husband. Okay, whatever it is.
Is there such an idea? Is there such an idea if you wear a watch over the week, but you have a nicer watch for Shabbos, that you could do something like that? In this case, we're
going to get to men's issues in two block.
Oh,
2 block, 3 block actually. Samach Beis we get to men's issues. Yeah.
Wear pants, you'll be fine, you know.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's
crazy here. The way I'm understanding this Gemara, there's no Machlokes in Metzias here. Everyone agrees to the Metzias that only chashuva women wear this thing. And there's 2 reasons the woman would wear it. There's 2 possible reasons the woman would wear it. Either lanoi.
Well, 3 really.
I think I don't know. The way I see it, there's 2. There are 2 reasons all the time. It's lanoi, and it's to show off their wealth or their husband's wealth. That would be lamasui. Right. If it's lanoi, then it's fine, even according to Reb Meir. Just Reb Meir holds there's another reason they wear it.
Correct.
They wear it to show off their husband's wealth. That's a masui. That's awesome.
You mean so it's not a mitzias? He's just saying when they're wearing it, it's just to.
There's another reason. It's also lamasui. And the other 2, the Yochanan and Reb Eliezer hold, it's only.
So, but the Yochanan and Eliezer, what are they having a machlokes and mitzias? Will a wealthy woman take it off, or they're saying, or maybe the Chachamim are just saying that a woman will never take it, or will take it off even if she's wealthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what they're arguing about?
As long as there's by 95% of women, there's a svara or a chazaka maybe that they'll take it off and show it. So we're not going to change that here. It could be that she won't because she's chashuv. There's always this thing.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I hear. Okay, either way, it's interesting Machlokes, that's for sure. Whichever way you cut the cake, it's interesting what they're arguing about. Okay, so next what do you call it? Next accessory, yeah, klila. Klila Rav Asar b'Shmuel Shari. So this klila, which is another type of headband type thing, right? I bet you Artzko touches it as klila. I don't know. That's my bet, right? Klila Rav Asar b'Shmuel Shari. Rav says Asar.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay, so Rav
Tiara.
says a tiara. Okay, I guess wrong. Tiara. Okay, another type of headband in my book. Yeah, something goes along across the head. Yeah. So klila, Rav Asar Shmuel Shari. Rav said Asar, Shmuel said Mutter. Da nischa kuli amalei pligi da Asar. If it's anischa, right? How do you call anischa? Is
it's a klila
pure
with gold plate.
What?
It's a klila with a gold plate, I think, no?
Meaning it's actual gold. It's actual gold. Yeah. Kuli amalei pligi da Asar. Everybody would hold that that's Asar. Ki pligi da aruksa. Aruksa is that it has gold. It sounds to me like it's a cloth, but it has in it gold and stones and whatever it is. Marsavar anischa ikar umarsavar aruksa ikar. So one holds the Machlokes is by aruksa, right? So one holds the anischa is the ikar, and one holds aruksa is the ikar. So therefore, that's why one says pater, one says aser, and one says mutter. Ravashi masni lakula. Ramashi has the other way around. The aruksa, the kuli amalei pligi, the shari, the one with aruksa, right, which is the cloth with the gold on it and the stones on it. That everybody holds is mutter. Ki pligi da nischa. They're having a disagreement about the anischa, which is the more pure gold thing. Marsavar dilma shalfa machvi. One holds that they're going to lift it. Rav, who says that it's Asar, is afraid that she's going to take it off and show it. Right? Who's going to one that's going to take it off? It's an Isha Chashuva. Who's going that wears it? It's an Isha Chashuva because it's made out of pure gold or a pure whatever, more gold, and then therefore she's going to show it. Fine. Amalei Rav Shmuel, Bar Bachana Rav Yosef, Beferish Amrlan, Mishmei Rav Klila Shari. He said to Rav Yosef, now unfortunately, right, we had this a few times. Rav Yosef said that Rav Yosef forgot his Torah. So he didn't remember what he said over. So they told him that he said it over B'Shem Rav, that this klila is mutter, this tiara. Amar Leila Rav, Asa Gavar Rabba Arichel in Ardai, a tall person, a great man who was tall, came to Nardai, Umatla, and he was limping. V'darash, and he darshan, he came from Eretz Yisroel, V'darash klila shari, and he also said that this klila is mutter. Amar Man Gavar Rabba Arichel De'itla, who is a tall person who has a limp? Levi, it's Levi. So then they said, Shema Mido Nach Nashi de Rav Afas. It must be that Rabbi Afas, who was the Rosh Hashiva, must have been nifter. V'yasser Rav Chanina Bereisha, and Rav Chanina now became the Rosh Hashiva. And there was nobody for Levi to sit with who was on his level of learning, and therefore he came here. Right? So basically what we're saying is that Rav Efes was the Rosh Hashiva. So, and Rav Chanina was next in line, and he was a chavrusa with Levi. Right? So they were on the same level. Then what?
He lost his chavrusa.
He lost his chavrusa. Chavrusa became Rosh Hashiva.
You got too busy fundraising?
What? It doesn't say why. It doesn't say why he lost his chavrusa, but his chavrusa became Rosh Hashiva. So the assumption was now Levi had nobody on his level anymore. So therefore he had to find somebody on his level. So therefore he came. That's why he left there, right? So the question that Gemara is going to ask, well, who says that? Here, let's see the Gemara Vaita. Who says maybe Reb Chanina, his chavrusa passed away, and Reb Afis is still the Rosh Hashiva. And Levi had nobody to talk to because his chavrusa was nifter, and he couldn't go talk to the Rosh Hashiva because he lost, and that's why he came here. So the Gemara answers, if Reb Chanina would have been the one that died, Levi Reb Afis mechav havakayef le. No, Levi would have
stayed in Eretz Yisrael.
Yeah, he would have, but what's Kayif, he would have bent over in front of Rabbi Afas. That much he would have done because Rabbi Afas was a big Rosh
He would have been Machni himself. He would have.
Correct. He would have, right, Machnia. He would have lowered himself, I don't know if he called lowered, but he would have humbled himself to learn with Rabbi Afas. But now that Rabbi Afas was Nifter, and Reb Chanina became Rosh Shiva, so now he has nobody on his level, so therefore he left. Right? V'sud, Reb Chanina loy sagid loy malach. And it would not be enough that he wouldn't, means a double negative here. It's not enough that he wouldn't have become Rosh Hashiva. Because when Rebbe was Nifter, Amar Chanina bar Reb Chama Yosef Barosh, he said Reb Chanina bar Chama is going to eventually be Rosh Hashiva. Uksivu b'tzadikim, and this is the source for Tzadik Goyz of Hashem Ekayim. It says V'sigzar Omer b'yokim lach, and when a Tzadik makes a gezerah b'yokim lach, and it will be Mekuyim. So since Rebbe said that eventually Reb Chanina is going to be Rosh Hashiva, even though he wasn't Rosh Hashiva right away after Rebbe was Nifter, right? He ran away from it, so he was learning with Levi. So, but eventually he would be. So it has to be that Rebbe's words are coming true, and therefore it must be that Reb Afas was Nifter and Reb Chanina became Rosh Hashiva, and therefore Levi was looking for a guy on his level. So Darish Levi ben Arda, Klila Shari. When Levi darshan in Arda, this is another raya about the Jew. This is very interesting. Yeah, when Levi was nifter in Arda, and when Levi darshan in Arda, klila shari, that this tiara is mutter, nafik esrin va'arba klili mikula den Arda. All of a sudden, 24 klilis appeared from the entire Nahada, meaning they were having it in their closet, and they didn't wear it on Shabbos because they assumed it was Asur. Came Levi and said, they're all mutter. All of a sudden, they appeared from nowhere. Right? Darash Rabbi bar Ravua ben Mechuza Kalila Shari. Rabbi bar Ravua in Mechuza darshan that this tiara is mutter. V'nafku timnei sri Kalila mechada Mavua. From there, 18 different Kalilas came out from one street. Right? So clearly, Mechuza was a lot fancier neighborhood than Narda, because in Narda they had 24 that came out, and from Mechuza, 18 came out from one street.
Mechuza's in Babel also?
I think so, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't it in there Gemara that says in Mechuza there were a bunch of Ganovim?
The notes in the bottom say that that Mechuza was wealthier than Arda and looked in Baba Kama and Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, so that's pshat. I mean, it's clearly more.
Yeah, but I think there's a Gemara somewhere, maybe even Baba Kama, that says that in Mechuza there were Ganovim.
That sounds familiar.
Ichiganbi or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. So you see clearly that there was a lot of jewelry going on back then. Okay. Amar Rav Yehuda Shmuel Kamra Shari. So Kamra Shari, that's a belt. Okay. So basically it was like a golden belt.
A heavyweight champion belt.
That's what I thought about when it's right. So a belt made out of gold.
And we're scared all the women are going to wear this?
I don't know. Do I know? Right? Anyway, there were two ways of doing it. Either it was made out of a flat piece of gold, or there were those that made it out of gold, like the other thing that we said, but a tiara. It was made out of clothing that had all sorts of gold hanging on it. So again, Kamra Shari, Igadami da Ruksa. Some say, like we said before, that it's talking about a gold belt. It's not fully gold. It's just a woven with gold and stuff woven into it. Similar to a golden talus. That's what that is. Now those that say no, it was straight gold. Right? It was a straight piece of metal. Similar to a belt that kings wear. Now, this is also very interesting. So, if it's similar to a belt that kings wear, that should not be allowed to be worn by the Hamoinam. Right? The average person should not be wearing things that only a king wears. Right? So, Rashi says, the Chol Yisroel b'nei malachim ruyim lo. Since Klal Yisrael, very interesting Rashi. Since everybody in Klal Yisrael is considered b'nei malachim, therefore they could wear this belt, even though they're be'etzim not b'nei malachim. But since Klal Yisrael is considered b'nei malachim, therefore it's considered.
What's the circle by that, Rashi?
What? That's a Rebbe Kiva Eger, Gillian Ashas.
Yeah,
I forgot. I meant to look at it today, and I totally forgot. He says I am the Kamar Daf Kuf Yud Aleph Amud Aleph, but I forgot to look, so maybe I'll look later. Okay. Anyways, Amalei Ravino Larashi Kamra Iluye Hamyane Mai. What about taking this gold belt and wearing it on top of your regular belt? Right? Amalei Trey Hamyane Kamra. Are you saying that a person can go out of the house wearing two belts? Amalavashi Hai Rasuka. Oh, that's it. So of course you can't go out with two belts, meaning that's too much, right? Who goes out with two belts? Yeah, fine. So then next thing is Amar Rav Ashi Hai Rasuka. This Rasuka is some sort of belt, a tight belt. So if it has things that come down from it that's going to help keep it tight, then it's mutter because you're never going to take it off. And if not, then it's going to be asa. Okay?
What's this Rasuka again?
What? It's Rasuka, some sort of belt, some sort of tight belt.
What's the word saying?
You ever see the above of it?
Art Scroll says it's a corset. It's something to make him look a little thinner around the.
You ever see? I think the way I envision it. You ever see the Baba Rebbe's gartels? They're real thick.
I just saw that, by the way. In a doc discussion online about wearing two belts for men.
Well, what do you know? What do you know about Hasidic Rebbe's belts, huh?
Oh.
No,
it's a Shiloh. Can you wear? What's that? Can you wear a gartel in the street on Shabbos without Erev?
Well, the Yerushalmi.
It's part of clothing. It's part of clothing. What do you mean?
The Yerushalmi.
What do you need it for? It's a religious item. It's not a legit belt. If you're using it as your belt. If you're using it as your belt.
I'm saying it's bad. Why is that any worse than tzitzis?
Same shayla as a talus.
It's no. Tzitzis, first of all, it's enechanami. That's why briskers don't wear tzitzis on Shabbos in the street. I hope
but it's a good point. It's just like a talus. It's a good point.
Why is it no? A talus at the end of the day is a garment.
Article. It's religious. What do you mean? Not more.
No, first of all, so the briskers taka don't wear.
You have a talus cotton where you need a talus cotton.
But a talus is at least can keep you warm. Right?
And a belt
but in the summertime, it's not a bag.
And a belt to hold up your pants.
But that's what I'm saying. But if you already have a belt on, so then and a chanami.
If I have a talus cotton, what do I need a talus cotton for?
No, because I'm cold, so I want to wrap myself in a talus.
And the summertime.
Yeah, well, okay, the summertime is a kasha. No, maybe I'm still chilly. You know what I mean? Because I'm a yeket, so I'm cold.
That's the normal way.
Once it's a garment, it's a garment. You can walk out in the middle of summer with a winter coat. It's not carrying. A gartel, if you're not using it as a belt, it's not a belt. It's not doing it. It's not doing a function. Right. It's only there.
You would say if somebody had two watches, let's say he had two watches that would also be carrying? Because he doesn't need.
How about a solid guy with two radios and a phone?
Okay, I wasn't going to say radios, but I'm saying...
okay, call a spade a spade.
Two watches.
You can't wear one watch. Why are you getting two watches?
If I remember correct, I didn't think about this today before learning the daf here. But I don't know. I remember it being a little bit of an issue. Belina, that I'll look into it tomorrow. I'll report back.
What?
About the gartel in the street. If I remember correct, it was not pashut to wear a gartel.
Why is a talus any different?
Because again, a talus can be clothing. A talus is clothing.
What clothing?
Right. It's going to keep you warm. It's going to provide warmth.
You don't need it.
No, in a chanami. So then talus cotton too. Then talus cotton is the same kind.
Clothing doesn't have to be functional, does it?
Clothing doesn't have
in no Erev.
What do you mean it doesn't have to be
accessory? If it's not functional,
I'm saying
it's an accessory.
It's a fashion. It's a fashion accessory.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay, whatever.
It's part of the getup. Yeah.
It's part of the getup. Okay, fine. So
cufflinks on Shabbos?
I don't think you're allowed to wear cufflinks ever, but that's a different story. Can you wear cufflinks? Yeah, because it's
now you start sounding like Rechaim Kanievsky.
Yeah. There you go. Its cufflinks are keeping your sleeves closed, right?
Yeah,
it is providing a function, right?
I want to do it to the talus and the gartel. That's all.
Okay, I'll believe another. I'm going to work on it after we're done here, and believe another tomorrow. I'll have a whole whatever. I'm gonna try at least.
So does that mean you can't wear cufflinks on your shirt if you're outside and you roll up your sleeves?
That's an excellent point. Could very well be that would be awesome. Yes, that could be that's awesome. That's all you're doing is keeping it on your sleeves to transport it. Yeah, Jesse, that's a very good point. It's a very good point. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We got 2 more lines. So what's a katla? My katla, menakta pe'eri, right? So it's some sort of pants, right? It's I don't know what they're gonna teach this in the art scroll. It's some sort of pants.
Crumb catcher?
Oh, who? Oh, right. Yeah.
Crumb catcher.
I'm sorry. Right. It's not a. I'm saying it says Mifnasayim. It's not a. It's a crumb catcher. Correct. I wouldn't have.
Jacob, it's an apron. An apron, no?
It's a bib.
No, but it's more than that. It's an.
Isn't that what some people wear pants for? Just to catch the crumbs?
Yes, that's what.
It's a bib.
No, it's a no joke. When checking for Pesach, you got to check the cuffs of your pants because there's always chametz in there. At least on mine. Till I stop making cuffs, I don't have these.
Right, cuffs went out of style.
What?
Cuffs went out of style. No one has them anymore.
Right, so it's a good thing because mine have tons of chametz in them. I'd love to know how it gets in there, but it just does. Anyways, so this is something like that. It's what?
So I would have thought you ate it.
That's true. That is true. So anyway, so this is more than just an apron. It seems like it has like a lip to it, right? Anyway, so that's that.
It's like a lip bib that caught the crumbs.
Yeah.
For a lady.
You like those baby bibs that has that.
Right, yeah, right, exactly. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, that's what I thought it sounded like. Last one, and this is also very interesting. We'll end with this. Nizamim. So what's nizamim? Rings, right? So nizmei ha'af. The Gemara says these nizamim are nose rings, right?
Says the earrings.
Oh. So what about earrings? So Tosfos says earrings, that's mutter to go out with. Why? Because since the earrings are covered by either a wig, of the equivalent of a wig or something like that, so you're not going to take them. In order to get to the earrings, you're going to have to take off some other accessories that are covering the ears, and therefore it's a pain to get to. So we're not afraid that a woman's going to take off her earrings.
Mashma that today, where it's not covered,
which is exactly what the Ramah paskins. The Ramah paskins that nowadays he paskins not like toys. Says like the Gemara, and then he says, but nowadays that the women's earrings are very visible. Women cannot go out with earrings. Yes, exactly. So basically, every dar has. What we're coming out with this is that it's very unclear. Every dar has to paskin the fee, their way their accessories are worn, and how they're going to take them off, and how they're not going to take them off. Because again, the Gemara just here says it's nose rings. The Gemara says it's nose rings because nose rings can easily come off. Tosfos says because earrings. I'm sorry, nizmei ha'af they could go out with because they don't come off so easy, right? But earrings, I'm sorry, what did I just mess it up? Nizmei ha'af you can't. Nizmei earrings
you can't because you could take it off and show it. But earrings,
that's why you cannot go out. Earrings is too difficult to take off because it's covered by so many things. So Tosfos says that you are allowed to go out with. And then the Ramah says, but nowadays that earrings are not covered, therefore it still has the same, and they easily can come off, then we're afraid that people are going to show it.
They talk a lot of weird.
Landau's trying to go to sleep. Landau's not even in bed. He's desperate.
So we're gonna have to get to the halacha l'maisa. Bisman hazeh really it shouldn't be allowed, but we do it because mutav shiur shaygigid. We're gonna get back to that same rule always. Yeah, that's what it is. We're gonna learn in Shulchan Aruch.
But they don't take it off. You ever see a woman take off earrings to show someone?
Not the rich ones, only the poor.
What about the clip-on earrings? People take them off all the time.
Hello, Naftali. Of course they would. If a woman comes over to another woman and says, "You see my earrings, see this," and of course
they show it like this. They show it like this.
I see more men take off their watches to show to other men than women take off their earrings.
Jesse. That's in 2 blocks. Yes,
Jesse, watch yourself, Jesse.
Men with their watches. Listen, we have one lady in the daf, and so 100% of the women in this daf say that a woman will take off the jewelry. There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
They should be to friend. Can I see those? Let me see how they look on me.
Landau,
I'm wearing my
call on
Avodah
you
Zarah
yet.
watch.
We said the one woman in this year. We didn't call
Hello.
on you, Landau.
Imagine the money we saved if they couldn't wear them outside. I'm just saying.
100%. 100%.
Imagine taking off a nose ring and
But
showing
there's
it
a
to
whole
somebody.
Shalom Bayis schmooze, Yossi, related to that whole thing, but we're not going to get into that now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, put it on your status that they can't go out with earrings. Let's see how that goes.
okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Maybe I'll lose some customers.
Why can't we say minhag hamakam over here?
What's a minhag hamakam?
Certain places take off, certain places don't. Whatever. Nowadays,
We
everybody.
have to, yes. These halachas are going to be based on society, 100%. These things are going to be based on society. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So have yourselves a good night, and I hope I'm going to work on the gartel thing now.
So there was a tekufa where it was an acceptable thing for from Jews to wear nose rings.
Seems like why not? Why not? What's wrong with a nose ring?
Well, there's different shots of what nose rings are. Most Mishnayos, they touched them as there was a band and they hung over the nose from the headband.
I'm just saying, right, but do you have any reason to aser a nose ring? Well, what should be aser about a nose ring anymore?
They've
So why
eating
does society?
strawberries. You know, they've started eating strawberries at this point. So why would I think that it would be such a crazy idea that you can't pierce your nose? I mean, it looks ridiculous if I'm honest, but I mean, I see a lot of frum women now that have them,
right?
And it just, I mean, I'm
There's
not
nothing
saying
wrong. Listen, it's just the style.
Why do the frum world shun it then if it's so normal?
Why did the frum world shun strawberries and asparagus?
Well, it's not in style. It's not.
Didn't Eliezer bring a nose ring? Wasn't that one of the?
Yes, but that's the question. That's what Gershie's saying exactly.
Right,
what type of nose ring was that? Bottom line is nothing wrong with the nose ring.
Yeah, but Tzviaka, would you want to see somebody rip their nose ring off and say, "Here, take a look"?
Listen, I only had in my career. In my career, I only had one navel ring shiloh from mikvah in my life that I had. So I don't.
Yeah, but navel rings don't come off at all. They don't come out at all.
Right. That exactly. That was the mikvah issue.
Right. So what? It's not chatzitza. It's not chatzitza. It's like a retainer. It's like
and a chanami, but it wasn't. It was but it It wasn't,
and what a nose ring you tell people to take out?
I don't know. I'd have to figure. I don't know. I'm not a bucky in nose rings. I'm not a bucky in nose. So, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So, we can end with that, right? But you can stop
definitely. You should have stopped the recording before that.
Yeah.
Eretz, you stopped recording?
He didn't stop recording.